welcome to From an Educator. I'm Mr. James, an educator, and I'm driving to a gig. I'm just passing by a cemetery. So, wow, it's been a while since I've been able to do a podcast. And I'm doing it on a different camera right now. It's actually a very tiny camera, and yet I've already had a little experience with this. For those on the YouTube channel, might have seen Mr. Richie and I testing this out with our 5 fiery jelly bean challenge. And yeah, so hopefully the audio turns out great. I didn't really have time to prep for anything. I'm basically on my way to the last gig out of 2 weeks of just crazy nonstop gigs and just a busy schedule. We all know during the week that I'm working, teaching music, and that is busy enough because I'm testing out new material all the time. I'm adapting a curriculum that I've made over the past 4 years. I'm not doing anything else that someone has told me to do. I'm not following another prescribed curriculum. I'm making this thing up. And I think it's going very well. I'm approaching a week right now that due to a holiday of Halloween, students are going to be, I don't know, I guess a little excited. And I generally, around this time of year, when it starts getting colder out, I start getting into some books that have, stories with a little creepy twist. So I'm going to be doing that this week, but I've been busy just trying to wrap everything up and get all the classes that aren't at the same place up to the same place. What I call a general reset, which means we're all going to start at the same place this week, and we're going to do most of the same thing, similar ways between the 7 grades that I see. So anyways, last week I had 3 different gigs. I had 2 of them were to play music for this play that's happening outside. I'm on my way to the second weekend of this play in another town. And yeah, last weekend I had a wedding on Sunday and I had to take half a day at the school off because I was expecting to wake up late. I was expecting to get back really late. But things turned out all right. I mean, and for some reason I was okay with 5 hours of sleep. But I did come back so I could finish things I had to get done. This weekend, yesterday, I was in front of quite a few people at a festival that happens this time of year. It was for a very good cause as well. And yeah, a little bit tired because of that. It was a lot of stress, potentially being in front of a lot of people and me trying to play as many instruments as I do and making sure they all work. And of course, they did not sound the way I wanted them to, and I go back to the drawing board with that, depending on what sound effect I should have used or whatever. But the thing is, it's in hindsight right now, and I'm going to this play. I'm going to play for the next 2 hours. Then I'm going to go back and try to assemble something for this week that I can use in tandem with something else I have planned out, which is basically going to involve rhythms and a little bit of candy, just a little bit, but candy that children can count with. So it has been quite a bit, just busy, and I've had schoolwork to do on top of this. I've neglected some of that. I haven't been able to put as much effort into it. It's not schoolwork that is definite. It's something that can change, and it has been changing, and I mean that's good because it means I'm progressing. But it has had me questioning everything, because it's basically schoolwork that deals with my teaching. And ways for me to find a new strategy for teaching so that students can become a little bit more independent and have these, this need to want to learn, and how they can, develop these learning strategies. I basically want students to take ownership of their learning. And in my room, as I'm getting myself ready for other instruments to come in as a music teacher, playing instruments is a major thing that I do. I want to start having students take ownership of their instruments and work as small ensembles. And I don't want to have to constantly be the person directing all those ensembles. I kind of want them to direct themselves, especially in small groups, especially since I have a lot of instruments and not everything can be done as a class at large. So I've been finding ways to do that. The work I'm doing in this graduate class I'm taking is completely about that. And I'm just hoping that I can balance out the fact that I'm going to be taking data about myself and figuring out, like I normally do, figure out which direction I'm going and how best to go there, but also be able to critique everything I do and to improve upon it at the speed that I need. I mean, I need this for a class, but honestly, class to class, me teaching, when something doesn't work, I fix it. And when you have only a few minutes between classes, it's that's where the stress comes in. But yeah, I know. Nothing different. Nothing changes. At least after next weekend, I won't be too pressed to play music in public or do any other project aside from any schoolwork I might have, or the dance that I'm rehearsing. Yeah, that's another thing I do. But anyways, enough about me. Even though the camera's on me and I'm driving, I really wanted to go over just a quick snippet talking about how things are going in schools, because that's kind of a big thing about this channel. Is it's an educator talking about what is my life like as an educator. And sometimes I have a co-host and we talk about the way things are going, maybe in a vague way, but in a way hopefully that everyone can understand, that we care about what we do. We wouldn't stress over it if we didn't, and we also want to become better and maybe help others out so that they don't make the same mistakes we do, or they can just find best practices for whatever they want to do. I mean, I want to be better at teaching. It doesn't matter what subject it is. So that's why I have this channel. That's why we have this channel. So currently in schools, we do have kids quarantining. We have a pretty good system about keeping in class the same grouping as in other classes. So basically it's the same thing all around. But at the same time, we're hearing a lot of pushback, and I've heard a lot of pushback from other teachers mentioning what parents have been talking about, and things happening with students, and just the fact that everybody does want this to be over, but it's not going to end probably anytime soon. I mean, it is pretty chilly out right now. It says it's 50 degrees, but there's a little bit of wind, and I know it's going to start going down for over the next 2 hours of me playing, so it's going to probably be down to like the mid-30s. I've got a lot of stuff to wear. Yes, I'm playing outside. I know, it's interesting. Playing piano outside, see? Piano's right in the back, right there. But students, parents, teachers, everybody wants this whole thing to be over. And I still notice that stress about things and the questioning about everything everyone does. I just lost a unit that I normally do with 4th grade. I thought was mandated by the state to do, and it's because it involves a wind instrument, which means it's played on the mouth, and they do not want students doing that. So instead of finding a novel way for students to take home their instrument, they're actually going to remove their instrument. So they're not going to order them for us, and that's going to be a big deal. So that's going to change everything. And yeah, hopefully I know I have some plans aside from that, but yeah, I'm hoping that I can find something to work out. Now I'm currently here at this play. Did want to give you a little view of the people. All right. Yeah. Nice, they're all looking at me. Yeah, where is he? As I bring my stuff up. By the way, this is a play for people who are outside dressing up in costumes, pretending they're dead. Surprisingly. All right, I will see you very soon. GoPros unite.
Oh my god. This is GoPro. But Danny just like handed it to me and was like, record Charlotte. This is it. And I'm like,
Ah!
okay.